In Bridgerton, Penelope Featherington's perceived undesirability has little to do with her looks and everything to do with societal perception. Unlike in the books where she was seen as a wallflower, the Netflix series, with the radiant Nicola Coughlan in the role, shows that Penelope's struggle for suitors stems from her low social standing, lack of support, and constant belittlement by her family, not her beauty. Her quiet nature, troubled family reputation, and secret identity as Lady Whistledown all contributed to her being overlooked. Additionally, Colin Bridgerton's visible interest in her, while uplifting, may have unintentionally deterred other suitors who assumed she was already spoken for. The show highlights that once Penelope is given the space to shine, the Ton can't help but notice. The show explains why is she seen as undesirable, why Bridgerton fans swooning over Penelope feels disingenuous when it's not about her body. Penelope's beauty was never the issue, she was deemed undesirable by the Ton. Here's where Bridgerton fans may have missed the point. The books painted Penelope as a bit of a wallflower, someone overlooked and not exactly celebrated for her looks. Naturally, many readers assumed that was why she struggled in the marriage market. But then came Netflix's Bridgerton, and that theory went straight out the window. Nicola Coughlan, who plays Penelope, is drop-dead gorgeous and absolutely magnetic on screen, so clearly, the issue wasn't her appearance. The show takes a more nuanced look at why Penelope had trouble finding a suitor, and it digs into the less obvious reasons society dismissed her. From her quiet nature to her position as the overlooked Featherington daughter, and even her secret double life as Lady Whistledown, the show reveals that her undesirability had little to do with looks and everything to do with how others perceived her status, voice, and confidence. The real reason Penelope was seen as undesirable wasn't because she wasn't pretty. There were plenty of reasons why Penelope Featherington, despite being undeniably beautiful, was still seen as undesirable in high society, and no, it wasn't about her looks. Sure, her mother's obsession with citrus-colored gowns didn't help. Dressing her in highlighter yellows and loud patterns she hated didn't exactly boost Penelope's confidence or appeal. But fashion faux pas were only part of the story. The real issue ran deeper. Penelope's father was a notorious gambler who left the family drowning in debt. Her mother, no matter how iconic the audience finds her, cannot deny that she had a reputation for being rude and overbearing, not exactly a social asset. On top of that, the Featherington name didn't carry much respect, and her sisters weren't exactly allies in the game of social climbing. Here is what the Redditors think. Worse, Penelope was constantly put down by her own family. With every comment and forced smile, they chipped away at her self-worth. She grew anxious, self-conscious, and unsure of her place, not because she lacked beauty, but because she lacked support. The world didn't see her because she was never allowed to shine. Bridgerton makes it crystal clear that Penelope wasn't overlooked because she wasn't pretty. She was overlooked because no one around her gave her the space, confidence, or love to be seen. And when she finally found her voice, society couldn't look away. How was Colin part of the problem? Penelope may have enlisted Colin Bridgerton's help to attract potential suitors, but what started as a clever matchmaking strategy quickly turned into a society-shaking move, one that did far more than just raise her stock. In the world of Bridgerton, a dance with a Bridgerton isn't just a dance, it conveys so much more. So when Colin, the ever-charming and ever-eligible Bridgerton brother, began escorting Penelope to events, complimenting her publicly, and twirling her across the ballroom floor, people took notice. Suddenly, Penelope wasn't just the quiet Featherington girl in citrus gowns, she was the woman who had Bridgerton's attention. And that changed everything. Even before that, since they'd been close for years, many in the Ton simply assumed she was already spoken for or that there might be something going on. In high society, proximity to a powerful name can make or break reputations. The Bridgertons are the crown jewels of the Ton, well-bred, well-liked, and very well-connected. So, when Colin showed even a hint of romantic interest, it doesn't matter if he was pretending or not, in Penelope, it may have sent an unspoken message. Whether or not that was his intention, other suitors likely read it that way. Take episode 3 of Bridgerton season 3 as an example. After Colin dances with Penelope, several onlookers whisper and glance in her direction, and her social points rise instantly. Even her longtime critics begin to reconsider their views. but with Colin so visibly at her side, it's no stretch to imagine some of those eligible men backed off, not because they weren't interested, but because they assumed the territory had already been claimed. After all, who wants to compete with a Bridgerton? So basically, the very man helping her step into the spotlight might also be unintentionally scaring everyone else away. Not that she minded too much, especially if Colin's eyes lingered a little longer than they used to. Bridgerton is streaming on Netflix.